Hello everybody and welcome back to the Ratchet and Clank HD collection on Going Commando. As you can see, this is going incredibly fast. Reason being is this episode is purely just for me to get a few more bolts. So I'm going around the desert and harvesting, I think it's in total, I think I need to get 87 crystals. Leaving one so that I can get the trophy later on, or the skill point later on. And I figured during this time, rather than just ignoring the whole thing or just having music in the background, I thought, why not mention about what I'm planning to do with the channel, and also talk about the Ratchet and Clank movie that's coming out, because I'm really interested to see it, because Ratchet and Clank was the first game I ever owned on the PlayStation 2, I ever played on the PlayStation 2, and it was just such a good game, and that's why I love this series, and that's why I started with this series on this channel. So, first and foremost, what do I plan to do with the channel? Well, I don't really know. See, there's a lot of things I could do, and I have a lot of ideas, but realistically, being at university, time constraints can be quite difficult. I mean, I can be away for long periods of time, or, I'll have stuff to do, and also recording when I'm in a house, which I will be next year with 2 other people, and all of which have own relationships, so there's going to be people about all the time, and it has to be quiet if I want to do it, otherwise all you can hear in the background is doors opening and closing, people talking, and we don't want that. So I need to think about when I can record and how often I want to upload. At the moment I'm uploading a couple of videos a day, and then I'm having like a week where I don't upload because I'm away or whatever, but then I'm catching up by uploading about 3 or 4 a day after that. And that's not really feasible in the long term to do that amount, because the only reason I can do that now is because I finished my exams and I have nothing else to do. And if you just saw on screen there, I actually just walked past the platinum bolt, which again I'll be ignoring until later. So the plan for the channel at the moment is that I'm going to carry on with the Ratchet and Clanks, and I've got quite a big plan for Ratchet and Clank related stuff in August. So the whole way through August, from August the 1st all the way to the very end, which I think it's 31 days in August, I believe. So I've got quite big plans for that. That includes a variety of top 10s and also game reviews and things, which I'd like those sort of things to become a bit more frequent on the channel, rather than just having lots of playthroughs. And also, as you know, I'm trying to juggle several playthroughs at once, which becomes quite tricky. So I'm thinking the Half-Life one, as well as being one of the most popular games in the thing, it's also, it's also very commonly done as a playthrough on YouTube, and therefore a lot of people are seeing that and not many people are interested. But the thing is, I want to play the games, so I'm still going to carry on doing them and uploading them, but I'm not going to keep them to quite a tight schedule of doing regular uploads and all that. I'm just going to do them and upload them when I feel like it, and if I've recorded a few, great, I'll chuck a few up. And I just got a trophy on screen, I saw there, Bolt Scavenger 2, which I'm guessing is to get 100,000 bolts. There's also a few weapon upgrades that I get in this time. So, not weapon upgrades, oh no, yes, weapon upgrades, correct. So if you keep watching, you'll see those come up every now and again. And here's another vendor for platinum bolt related upgrades. So the thing is, with the Half-Life, I'll carry on doing that, but I won't be uploading as frequently. I'll just upload them in dribs and drabs. I want to get Half-Life 2 out of the way quite quickly so I can get started on my Half-Life stuff. On the Half-Life stuff? Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. Get Ratchet and Clank 2 done quite quickly, so I can get started on Ratchet and Clank 3 and all that related stuff. So I'm going to be uploading these fairly regularly. Also, the Pokemon Nuzlocke seems quite popular, so once I get Emerald out of the way, I will probably then start another one, maybe a DS game. So I might do Pokemon X, or maybe Pokemon White or Black, because I've never actually played those ones, and I'd quite like to give them a go. And I can give them a go as a Nuzlocke, so I'll probably do that afterwards and keep that going as well. There's quite a lot of editing associated with them, but I quite enjoy doing it, so it's fine. And I think that's about it as the plan for the channel goes. Just, slacking off on the Half-Life stuff, and keep up with the Ratchet and Clanks, and following that, Jak and Daxters, and keep the Pokemon games dribbling in. I also plan to do actually some, I've got a 3DS I can record, so I plan to do some of the Mario games on that, like Super Mario 3D Land and such like. And soon enough I plan to also buy a Wii U, and maybe in about 6 months or so a PS4. We'll see. And for 2016, I know this is thinking a long way ahead, but I have been thinking I would quite like to do the Zelda series, all of it through. following the chronological pattern, not of when the games were released, but following the Zelda timeline. I have mentioned this in a few videos before. But anyway, that's enough about the channel. So the other thing I wanted to mention is that the Ratchet and Clank movie is coming out, which is a movie based on the first game, and I really, really want to see what it's like. I feel like because I've got such high thoughts in the game and how much I love the game, that I feel like, you know, a movie based on the game is often quite risky. It's very rare you get a really good one, but I feel like it can't go too far wrong. It's quite a basic concept and it should be okay. I mean, I recently watched Doom the movie, and that wasn't a bad film. I mean, it wasn't good. It was quite easy to mock the whole way through, but it wasn't terrible. Right, so there's 40 crystals left, so I need to get another 39. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I think it's in spring 2016, so probably April it's coming out, and at the same time they're releasing a PS4 version of Ratchet and Clank, which is, they're advertising it as the game based on a movie based on a game. And I'm quite interested in seeing that, because as much as I love Ratchet and Clank, I really want to see how they can take Ratchet and Clank 4, Ratchet and Clank for PS4, and take Ratchet and Clank and put it onto the PS4. I'm sorry, I'm watching the screen whilst I talk, and it's very distracting because it's moving incredibly fast, but it's quite entertaining. So yeah, I want to see how that goes on the PS4. I want to get a PS4 almost exclusively for that reason, and then I can try it out and play that through and see how that goes, because I mean, I've played a bit of the PS3 Ratchet and Clank stuff, and I love the graphical update. I'm not too sure on. I don't actually enjoy it anywhere near as much as the original trilogy, but I feel like that's just my bias of the fact that this is my childhood. Like, these three games were my childhood in terms of gaming, and so that I'm obviously biased towards them. But I'm going to play through all the PS3 ones and give it another go, and I'd love to see how the PS4 one turns out, because it's meant to be very similar to the first game. I've seen a bit of footage from it, and it does look very similar. Like, I saw Metropolis, which I think has got a different name now, but it looks fantastic. It really does look fantastic, and you can recognise that it's the first game. The storyline follows a very similar plot. It's just going to be slightly different. There's new planets, different weapons, and it should be interesting to see how it goes. So I'd quite like to try that out. Anyway, so that's about all I have to talk about. So I'm actually going to stop talking now and leave it. There's only about a minute and a half left of this video. Potentially there may be some weapon upgrades in that time, so if you want to see the stats for that, stick around for that time. Otherwise, yeah, you can click off. I mean, if you didn't watch this in the first place, fair enough. If you did, thanks very much. And I will see you in the next episode, in which I think we're going to the testing facility in Joba. So thanks very much, have a good one, and goodbye.